know who she is.
ちょっと前にデッドアライブ5の動画を公開させてもらいましたけど、彼が背負っていた刀、颯が背負っていた刀が今実は竜はやぶさが持っているこの刀です。
So a little while back, we actually released some gameplay footage of Dead or Alive 5, and the sword that Hayate was wearing was actually this sword.
Oh, nice.
今回新しい敵兵の姿を見ると思いますけども、彼はより身軽に攻撃してくるので、彼からの攻撃は気をつけないと。
So the new enemies that you're seeing here are quicker than some of the past enemies that you've seen in the London stage. So you really have to pay attention to them and what they're doing.
さっきまで刀が光ってアルテテクニックが出せてましたけど、今回腕が光ってますね。これは先ほどの仮面の同士からの呪いを受けた竜はやぶさが右腕にその竜剣を吸われてしまったということを表しています。
So before in the London stage you saw his sword glowing, and that was sort of the trigger for the ultimate technique. But now that the dragon sword has been absorbed into his arm, you see his arm glowing. This is sort of a byproduct of the curse that the Regent of the Mask just placed on him.
バトル中にこうやって遠くからロケットランチャーを撃ってくる敵もいるので、近くの敵を刀で倒しながらロケットランチャーなんかも隙を見て、こうやってティーペースで倒さないといけないゲームデザイン。
So you also, as you see the rocket launcher enemies as well here. So you'll have to balance on your own if you're going to take out the enemies immediately around you, or look for an opening to shoot the rocket launcher enemies with an arrow.
この辺は今までの忍者ガイデンでもおなじみの連続アスカ返しですね。
So you see the flying bird flip that series fans should know very well.
見てもらう通りゲームが非常にシームレスに進んでいきます。でゲームがこのままずっとシームレスに最後までこのペースで遊べると思ってもらって構わないです。
So as you can see, you're trying to make a really seamless experience from gameplay to event, and the game as a whole will continue in this sort of seamless experience.
That's one thing that's actually kind of immediately noticeable, is that the transition between areas is seamless. And in previous games there were quite a few loading screens here and there, and it's nice to see that it just kind of transitions smoothly over.
前回結構ロード画面も多くて、今回は結構目立ちますね、そのシームレス感が。
そうですね、今回はロード画面なしで、またゲーム各チャプターという区切り方ではなくて、見てもらった通り日にちを何日かのお話ということにしているので、その間に竜はやぶさが移動しているシーンはやってどこへ移動しているよっていうのが分かるような仕立てになっています。
So yeah, as you were just seeing between the London stage and this stage, we're dividing the game up into days. And so the game takes place over a number of days. And at the beginning of each day, you'll see a little scene telling you about where you're actually going to be going and connecting the two stages. But we really want to have this sort of connected experience and a seamless experience through the entire game.
今のアサシンもさっきお伝えした通り、アサシンしてもいいし、そのまま突っ込んでもいいしっていうことです。
To the two guys that were waiting that we walked up on and killed from behind. That's another example of the stealth section. You can go in and kill them, sneak up on them and kill them, or you can just charge in there and let them know you're there and take them out as you fight normally.
今のアサシン兵っていうのは刀を体の中に通ってもそこから一度押し返してきてくるので、そこもしっかりもう一回返さないと彼を倒すことができない。
As you've seen, once you cut into the assassin characters, these guys with the two knives, they'll actually push out the sword from the body, and so you'll have to actually fight with them to get that last cut in.
Notice that you're using his Izuna drop quite a few times. Are most of his moves from the previous games in this? Because I know that I believe it was Flying Swallow was the one that I used quite frequently. I mean, were there any moves that you thought maybe they just, they weren't as useful and maybe decided to cut them?
で、ハイブスの技に関しては前回の技は全部使っているんですか？もうどっかでカットはしましたか？
そうですね。今まで出せてる技っていうのはほとんど全部出せると思ってもらって構わないと思います。
Yeah, most of the moves are in there. So the moves that you know and love and that you used to doing are still in there. We haven't gone in and changed his moveset drastically.
コンビ自体に関してはある程度その再構築はしているのでいろいろ変わってる部分はありますけど、今までの忍者ガイデンを触ったことある方だったら多分すごくそのまま違和感なく触れるような感じになっていると思います。
The combinations themselves have been tweaked a little bit, so players that really know the previous games and really played them a lot might notice a few minor differences here and there, but we still think it's going to be very easy for them to pick up and play. They should feel right at home.
通り、弓矢のターゲッティングは基本的にその遠くの敵を自動的にフォーミングしてくるので、実際にゲーム中に的を合わせてっていうような感じではなくて、近距離バトルに、アクセントとして組み込まれています。
As you can see from the gameplay, the auto lock on or auto aim for the bow works to keep the pace of the combat going. It's not. We don't want you to focus on really getting that, the shot lined up right. It's more of an accent to the main action.
Now, 今までのさっきの一つ目のステージだと、今までのアクションとだいぶ違っている部分があったと思いますけれども、このステージ2は今までのようなアクロバティックなステージもあるというようなことが分かると思います。
I think this stage probably feels different from the London stage, and you can tell that we've gotten quite a bit of acrobatics going on in this stage. So we're heading, you can see, well, you're able to see the tower in the distance, and that's where you're heading in this stage.
我々としては、スラッシュアクションのゲームとして、今の時代にふさわしい形っていうのを、いろいろ試行錯誤した結果今このような形になってますから、いろいろ他のゲーム遊ばれている方もぜひ まあ、スラッシュアクションとしての今の時代っていうのをこのゲームで感じてもらいたいなと思います。
As you can see from playing in here, there's quite a bit of slash action going on, and we really want players to, we know that that's what players have gotten from Ninja Gaiden in the past, and we know that's a strong point for the game, and so we really want you to be able to feel that action and feel at home with that action. Now we have some special enemies that have shown up.
彼は先ほどの、仮面の同士と同じ、錬金術を扱う敵です。
So these guys use the same sort of alchemy that the Regent of Mask used earlier.
彼はゲーム中すごく非常に強敵として設定されてますので、今日ももしかしたら死んでしまうかもしれません。
So these guys are actually set to be pretty tough enemies. So you might actually see me die here in a second.
彼が手が白いうちは、普通の攻撃を、錬金の壁で塞いでしまうので一旦強攻撃をして、彼の腕を倒さないといけないですね。
So as you can see, their hands when their hands are glowing, they can actually block your attacks. So you have to use a strong attack to destroy their sort of alchemical shield, and then you're able to attack them as normal.
手が赤い時は投げてくるので。
So when their hands glow red, they'll come and throw you and grab you.
これもまた要注意です。
And that you need to really be careful of.
ご覧の通り強敵です。
So as you can see, the health bar is getting pretty low. These guys are strong.
ちょっと無音で戦わせてもらいます。
So I got to concentrate on fighting right now, so I won't be talking a whole lot.
まずい。
And died.
So close.
せっかくなんで一回死んだところを見てもらいましたけど、すぐこうやってゲームとしてはリプレイできます。
So you can see that we have a respawn point, or a checkpoint just before that. So even if you die, it shouldn't take you too long to go back and fight him again.
Mm-hmm.
今までの忍者ガイデンらしく、ダッチと攻撃をしっかり繰り出してしっかり敵を見切らないと、すぐやられてしまうっていうようなゲームになってますから。
But these enemies are closer to the past games. The enemies that you really have to watch them, watch how they attack you, look for your chance, and then take advantage of that. Because if you don't do that, then they'll get you.
ちょっと今時には敵に体力がちょっと吸われちゃってるんで、そこは気をつけないといけないですね。
So when you see the enemy grab and sort of hold on to Hayabusa's face, they're actually taking his life from him. So you really have to be careful of that attack.
今までの見てもらってゲームとしてちょっとぬるいんじゃないかみたいに見てもらうとこういう敵が随所にいるので、そのメリハリとして今までの忍者ガイデンを愛している方にはもう今まで以上のエキサイティングなバトルが待っているというふうに感じてもらえると思います。
So some people who might have seen the London stage earlier and thought that the enemies might have been a little weak, or they just didn't feel like Ninja Gaiden enemies. We hope that you're able to look at these enemies and feel a bit more like this is the Ninja Gaiden that you know, and so we're really trying to get a variety of enemies in there. Some new, but we definitely don't want to alienate everybody who's been with us for so long and who is really, the people who have enjoyed the games in the past. So we're definitely, for these guys especially, the Alchemist forces here, those are definitely a throwback
Nice.
to past games.
まあ今日の